Oh, hi there. I didn't see you. I bet you're wondering how Crew rides in the rain all the time and doesn't get rusty bearings. Maybe it's because when our bearings seize up and are rusty, we clean them. How you say? Well, what you'll need is this dish soap, this lemon juice, this cup, this pin, and some rusty, seized, crappy, gross bearings. Alright, so I have this bearing. It's completely seized. I have this bearing. It's really gross and doesn't spin. Kind of rusty. They're both rusty. You can see in there. I don't know, maybe. So what you gotta do first is take these shields off because they're useless. You don't need them. They just get in the way. So what you want to do is stick a pin in there. Just work your way till it pops off. If it doesn't work, just keep trying, and it can be pretty difficult. There we go. And yeah, you destroy them, no big deal, because you don't need them. Oh my god, this pin's not sharp at all. Oh, there we go. Never mind, I used to put it on the inside. I guess that worked that time. So we got that off, and as you can see, the bearings are exposed, the little ball bearings. It is nice and rusty still and seized up. Get this side off. Sweet. I guess you do it on the inside, not the outside. This one's just all dirty and grimy and gross. So you can. Sure, I don't know if you can see it, but whatever. Alright, so I got your bearings. This one's all seized. This one's dirty. What you want to do on this side, there's that little thing there. If you do this on this side, it won't pop out. So what you gotta do is slip it around. You gotta push it in between each little bearing until it pops out. Such as that. That's why it's very important now. You have this bearing. See all the little ball bearings in there, all free floating in between the two pieces. You gotta just work your way around, get all the balls to the one side. This is very important that you don't lose any of the ball bearings to this step. Now I'm going to do it to this one, and that's perfectly seized up. So got this piece out. Take your pin. Start messing around with them, each one, because there's obviously one of them is pretty stuck in there. Here. Let me come over the side. Pillar. So I stabbed myself, and this is the seized bearing now. I got them all. I dropped a bearing. This is the seized one. Now I just gotta, there we go. Now they're all open. And you take this cup of soap, put everything into the thing of soap. Except for these things don't really matter. Alright, everything's in the soap. Ball bearings. That's just going to get all the grime and stuff off of it. Leave this in here for 5 to 10 minutes, longer depending on how dirty your bearings are. And next step. Oh, I'm filming! Alright, so I'm here at my kitchen sink. Ooh. And, oh, gross. So what we're going to be doing is getting all the soap out of there. So if you're worried about losing your pieces of your bearing, get a cloth, get it nice and wet. You can lay it down on top of the drain. Whoa. Whoa. And then gonna start Alright. Now with the dry cloth, preferably one you don't mind getting a little bit greasy just in case. Take your bearing, place them on here. What you want to do is just make sure everything is dry. Make sure there's no soap on the bearings either. And once you pretty much complete this step, what you're going to do is take your cup, make sure there's no more soap in it. Take your lemon juice, fill a little bit, stick everything in here. This is the acid in the lemon juice will take off quite a bit of your rust, and I would leave them in there for pretty much as long as you pretty much can wait, because the more you leave it in there, more stuff's going to come off. And if you really want to, once your lemon juice starts getting really dirty, it'll start smelling pretty bad, put it into a second cup and it'll get more off. So that's that step for now, and I'll let that sit for about 10 minutes. I'll come back. Alright, so it's smelling pretty gross in there, and it's not that rusty, but it's only been not that long, but hopefully this works out. You really want to keep it in there until they get pretty nasty, but oh well. So you go back to the sink. Wapow! Same step again. If you're worried about losing your bearings in the sink, put down wet cloth. It should be good. It's important that you get all the lemon juice out of there, because lemon juice has some fructose in it, which will get really sticky once it dries, and the last thing you want is sticky bearings. Put all the water out. Bring it back over to the dry cloth. And make sure they're all really good and dry. And if you see that, the rest that came off in the lemon juice. If you leave it in there longer and maybe shake it up once in a while, it'll, you know, take off more. Yeah, rust coming off. This one's actually not that bad. This must be the one from just from the greasy one. This must be the one from the seized up one. Here's the ball bearings. Make sure they're all dry. Back to the table. Alright, so back to the table, and you'll notice that I have my cloth again. You're going to need this in order to get all the bearings back inside the shells. I'm going to take the ones that, this is the seized bearing. I never kept track of the actual little balls, so what I do is put it like this. I'll try to get a close up. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 6, 7. Alright, so once you do that, you want to press down on both of these and just keep twirling it around. Make sure, taking your pin, making sure all the ball bearings are flat in there. But just keep spinning it around, putting pressure. Alright, there we go. So after twirling it, once you get them all, put pressure with this one onto this side where the ball bearings are. Pressing down onto the towel, it'll lift the ball bearings up. Once it gets into the track, you just move them all down, so that way they won't come back out. Now that you have that, you take this rubber thing. You want to make sure all these little ball bearings hold somewhat evenly spaced out. And put this, line it up, stick it on. If it only sticks in a few, that's fine, because you can just move the ball bearings around until you get it all into the little places. And this was a completely seized up bearing with a light cleaning, iron fully. Still a bit of rust on there. If you put some lube in there, you got yourself a decent little bearing. And this is the one that wasn't seized up, just needed a cleaning. Go. Yeah, again, this one's still not that great, so I'll probably clean this one once more. If the bearing is having a bit of trouble, just roll it in your hand. That'll help it work itself out. And then once you have it to your liking, lube it, stick it in your board, and you're good to go for another day. Go a ride session. Hope this helped a lot, but yeah, I don't know.